In this video, let us see how to solve algebraic and transcendental equation using Newton-Raphson method. So now let us consider the given equation as f of x is equal to 0. And then here for Newton-Raphson method, condition of convergence is modulus of f of x into f double dash of x should be less than f dash of x whole square. Okay, so if the value of x doesn't satisfy this condition, we can't able to apply this Newton-Raphson method. And then here that value of x can be taken from the interval a comma b where the root lies. So this is the condition of convergence for Newton-Raphson method. Next, coming to the formula, formula for Newton-Raphson method is x1 is equal to x naught minus f of x naught by f dash of x naught. Or in general, if we want to write for n, xn can be written as xn minus 1 minus, or else we can write the formula for xn plus 1. If we want to calculate xn plus 1, that is nothing but xn minus f of xn divided by f dash of xn. Okay, either you can remember the formula like this in terms of n, or you can have the formula like this. That is, if you want to find the value of x1, we have to take the value x0. Then again, using x1 we can calculate x2. Using x2 we can calculate x3. It goes on like this. Now we can see one problem here. First question is find the root of 2x cube minus 3x minus 6 is equal to 0 using Newton-Raphson method. So first let us consider the given equation as f of x. Because here the function f of x is equal to 0 is the equation. So that here let us take f of x to be the given equation, that is here 2x cube minus 3x minus 6. So the first step is to identify the range where the root lies. For that, randomly we have to choose some value and we have to substitute in x. So here let us start with f of 0. So if you put x is equal to 0 here in the given function, it will give you minus 6. That is negative value. Right? And then f of 1 let us calculate. So f of 1 means put 1 in place of x, that is 2 into 1 cube minus 3 into 1 minus 6. So this will give you 2 minus 3 is minus 1 minus 6 is minus 7. So this is again negative value. Now coming to f of 2. So f of 2 is, so f of 2 is 2 into 2 cube minus 3 into 2 minus 6. So this is equal to 4. That is 16 minus 6 minus 6 is 4. That is plus 4. So this is positive. So always 0 lies between negative and the positive value. So which means that somewhere between 1 and 2 the root lies. Okay, the solution or the root is nothing but the value of x which satisfies the equation, given equation here. That is equation f of x is equal to 0. When f of x will be equal to 0, in between this, between minus 7 and 4 will be getting 0. What will be the corresponding value of x here? For somewhere it will be getting. Right? So that value of x is called the root and it lies between 1 and 2. So hence we can conclude that the root lies between 1 and 2. So first we have to identify the range where the root lies. Now we have identified it as the root lies between 1 and 2. Now initially we have to consider the initial approximate value of x, that is x naught. Let us consider to be either 1 or 2, or we can also take the average of this two. So here if you notice the value minus 7 and 4, 4 is closer to 0. So if we take or assume x naught, the initial approximation as 2, we can converge quickly. So that here let us consider the initial approximation as x is equal to 2. Before that we have to calculate f dash of x. Why we need to calculate f dash of x is we have to apply it in the formula is x1 is equal to, the formula is x1 is equal to x naught minus f of x naught divided by f dash of x naught. So for this, f dash is nothing but the first order derivative. So here f of x is given here. From this we can find out the differentiation. So 2x cube is 6x square minus 3. So this is f dash of x. Now we have to substitute here x naught. X naught is assumed to be 2 here, minus f of 2 divided by f dash of 2. So this we have to calculate from the function f. We can calculate what is f of 2. Similarly, from the function f dash of x, we can calculate what is f dash of 2. So after calculating this, put it over here, and finally you'll be getting the answer as 1.8095. Here we have taken up to 4 decimal place. So now the first approximation x1 is equal to 1.8095. Similarly, let us calculate x2. Formula will be x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash of x1. So this is equal to x1 is what? This is a value what we have found out. So 1.8095 minus f of 1.8095 divided by f dash of 1.8095. So now we know already what is the function f and what is the function f dash. So for using both the equation, we can calculate these two, numerator separately, denominator separately, and then whole thing can be simplified, and then you'll be getting the answer as 1.7842. After calculating this, next we have to find out x3. x3 is x2 minus f of x2 by f dash of x2. So now x2 is what? 1.7842 minus f of 1.7842 divided by f dash of 1.7842. So simplify this. Answer is 1.7837. Right? So now we can find out x4. x4 is again x3 minus f of x3 divided by f dash of x3. So likewise we can calculate, put it over here similarly. So that answer is 1.7837. So now if we notice third iteration and the fourth iteration getting the same answer. So here we can conclude that the answer is 1.7837. Therefore, the root is x is equal to 1.7837. So that we can conclude the answer like this. So in the second question, we have to find the root of 3x minus cos x minus 1 equal to 0 using Newton-Raphson method. Let us consider the given equation as f of x, which is equal to 3x minus cos x minus 1. Since we are having here trigonometric function, we have to use or keep the calculator in radian mode. This is very, very important. So before doing calculation, keep the calculator in the radian mode. Right. Now we have to identify the range where the root lies. Let us start from 0. So f of 0 is equal to 0 minus cos 0 minus 1, which is equal to cos 0 is minus 1 plus 1. So here already minus is here. So minus 1 is equal to minus 2, which is negative. Next is f of 1. Let us calculate. So 3 minus cos 1 minus 1, which is equal to 3 minus cos 1, you put it in the calculator, take the value from the calculator, and then minus 1 here. So everything if we simplify, we will be getting the answer as 2.4597. So this value is positive value, and hence one is negative value, one is positive value. Definitely 0 lies between here, so that the corresponding root lies between 0 and 1. So we can say that the root lies between 0 and 1. And then here we have to take the initial approximate value for x naught as either 0 or 1, which is closer here. So if we notice here we are having minus 2, here it is plus 2.4. So both are of equal distance from 0 almost. So it's better to take the average of that. Average of 0 and 1, instead of going either 0 or 1, we can take average of this. Average of this means 0.5 or midpoint. That is 0 plus 1 divided by 2 equal to 0.5. So we can go for the mid value of the range 0 and 1. So keeping this as the initial value, now let us find out the first approximation. The formula is x naught minus f of x naught divided by f dash of x naught. So this is equal to x naught is 0.5 here. So 0.5 minus f of 0.5 divided by f dash of 0.5. So here we need to calculate f dash, right? So f dash we can calculate here. F dash of x is, f of x is this, differentiating it, 3x differentiation is 3 and cos x differentiation is minus sin x, already minus is here, so this becomes plus sin x and then minus 1 will become 0. So f dash of x is 3 plus sin x. So if we want to calculate f dash of 0.5, it is 3 plus sin into 0.5, that is sine of 0.5 we have to calculate. Similarly, you know how to calculate f of 0.5. In this equation f of x, you have to put x is equal to 0.5, that is 3 into 0.5 minus cos of 0.5 minus 1. So everything if we calculate, finally we will get the answer as 0.6085. So this is the answer for x1. Next, to calculate x2, formula is x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash of x1. So this is equal to, again here 0.6085 minus f of 0.6085 divided by f dash of 0.6085. So this gives you the answer as 0.6071. Similarly, next x3. So x3 is x2 minus f of x2 divided by f dash of x2. So likewise, similarly, if you calculate, the answer is 0.6071 again. Hence, second iteration and third iteration having the same value, we can conclude the answer is, the root of the given equation is 0.6071.